In previous video, we have started with breathing and the exchange of gases. That is new chapter. The chapter is 17. So in that we have seen many things. As a part of breathing and exchange of gases, respiratory organs we have seen. Human respiratory system we have seen. In human respiratory system, part of the things we have seen. Remaining today, we will see that. The next one, we have started with actually metabolism, catabolism, anabolism. Oh, right. So why in that breathing we have said about metabolism? That means metabolic process involved in the respiration. That is that we have two types. That is anabolism and catabolism. In catabolism process, energy will be released. So in respiration process, what it is released? Energy is released. That's why it is what? Catabolic process. Which one? Respiration is catabolic process. That's why we talk about anabolism and catabolism in chapter 17. Right. Then respiratory organs, different kinds of respiratory organs, because all living organisms, I think it is taking oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. In that they have different kinds of respiratory organs, because all animals does not have same kind of respiratory organ. Based on habitat, it vary from place to place. If they will live in terrestrial, that means on land, which means it use lungs. If it is living in water, they use gills, except whales and dolphins. So respiratory organ which are used to take oxygen and release the carbon dioxide. So it is very important for living. Next one, some invertebrates. I think vertebrate that means which have backbone. Invertebrate which do not have backbone. So even invertebrate also doing breathing. It use body surface. By the simple diffusion, it is taking oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. So different kinds of animals using different kinds of respiratory organs. That is also we have explained in last video class. The next one, human respiratory system. Part of the human respiratory system we have explained, but remaining today we will see. So about lungs I told, I think. Then I drew human respiratory system. That means lungs. I drew that. There we have different kinds of parts. Actually, human respiratory system started with nostril, then nasal passage, the next one pharynx, then larynx, then trachea, then bronchi, then bronchioles, then ending with alveoli. We told that. Next, the lungs, where it is situated. It is very important. It is situated in thoracic cavity. I think it is chest cavity. In thoracic cavity, it is surrounded by different things. Dorsal side, it is formed by vertebral column. Ventral side, it is formed by sternum. Okay. Lateral side, ribs. Okay. In down side, dome-shaped diaphragm. It is a muscular sheath. Which one? Diaphragm. So it is fully covered. It is protected. Why? Because it is very important organ. Even heart also present in between the two lungs. So it is present in one cage. That is rib cage. Okay, right. The next thing, lungs covered by one layer, that is pleura. There we have two membrane, internal pleural membrane, external pleural membrane. That means inner, outer. In between that, there we have pleural fluid. The fluid reduces the friction between the thoracic cavity and lungs. Okay, right. Then there we have thoracic cavity volume. That volume should be constant. because based on that the pulmonary volume also present. Okay, we could not change the pulmonary volume. It is constant. Okay, the next I think about epiglottis. Glottis I told. Glottis is opening of trachea. So it is protected by epiglottis. It is cartilaginous flap. Okay, right. So these all the things we have seen in last video. So today we are going to see what that means the remaining part of human respiratory system. Remaining part of human respiratory system. So as we said before, it is started with nostril. You know, it is started with nostril. The next one, nasal passage. Nasal passage. Then pharynx. Then larynx. Then trachea. Then bronchi, then bronchioles, then alveoli. So this is the pathway of gas, that means air. So it is entered into the nostril, then nasal passage, then it goes to pharynx, then larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, then alveoli. Then it is taken by the blood. Okay. Then it is reached to tissues. In tissues, respiration processes happen. Then after that, what it is released? It releases carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide again it is taken by blood. Okay. Then it is reached to alveoli. So alveoli is the gaseous exchange location. Here only the exchange of gases happen. Okay, so again it goes to bronchioles, bronchi, then trachea, then larynx, pharynx, nasal passage, then the pulmonary air, that means the alveoli air which is released out. Okay, here in last video I drew the one main pipe is there, that is what? Trachea, that is windpipe. Trachea, you know anything? This branch is known as what? This branch is known as bronchi. The next, here again it is divided. So it is the trachea divided into primary division, secondary division, tertiary division. This is primary division. So the primary division is known as bronchi. Okay. So the next, this is like this. So what happened? Here you see this is primary division, then secondary division where we have, then tertiary division. The tertiary division tertiary division. This tertiary division ended with alveoli. This ball-like structure is alveoli. Here in the alveoli only, the gaseous exchange is happening. Okay, right. So the secondary division and tertiary division is known as bronchioles. It is what? Bronchioles. So bronchioles, which consists number of alveoli, many number of alveoli. Okay, that alveoli connected with blood vessels. So then only the blood contact with the alveoli. What it has happened here, diffusion is happened, so that the alveoli which is giving what? Oxygen to the blood, then it is carried out to the tissues. Then tissue which is used that oxygen and it will release carbon dioxide. Then what is happening? Again the blood vessels carry that blood. Which one? Carbon dioxide. Then it is comes to an alveoli. Here it is released into the alveoli. So now alveoli receive what? Carbon dioxide. So then next it moves to bronchioles, then bronchi, then trachea, then larynx, nasopharynx, nostrils. Then it is comes out. So this like happen in lungs. So in last class up to trachea only I told. So now we said what? Bronchi, then bronchioles, alveoli. Here the cartilaginous rings are present in trachea, in bronchi, in bronchioles, in three things. What it is present? Cartilaginous rings are present. Why? Because of it should not collapse. Which one? The windpipe, the trachea, bronchioles, it should not collapse. If there is no cartilaginous rings, that means it will shrink. So we could not take air inside properly. So breathing problem which will be created if there is no cartilaginous rings. So the cartilaginous rings protect the pipe. Which pipe? Trachea, bronchi, bronchioles. Okay. And apart from that, already I told you that the capacity volume, the pulmonary capacity volume should not alter because it should be constant. If anything changes in thoracic cavity, that means it should not affect the pulmonary volume. Okay. If any changes will be there, that means some consequences we will face in the lungs if it is present. Okay, that's why we have so many protection, vertebral column, sternum, rib cage. So like that we have so many protection to protect the lungs. Okay, right. This is about human respiratory system. Then what are the steps will be carried out in the breathing? So breathing commonly is known as respiration. Already we have said breathing commonly it is known as respiration. Now what are the steps carried out in breathing? I will explain that. So first thing, breathing is happening. One is breathing. It is breathing air in. Breathing air in, and next one, and carbon dioxide is released. first step. What happened? While we inhale, the air must be go inside. Then while we exhale, okay, so the carbon dioxide will be released. It is the first step. Next one, diffusion is happened. Next one is what? Diffusion is happened. Diffusion, it is happened in the alveolar membrane. Diffusion happened in the alveolar membrane. Alveolar membrane. As I told before, so what happened? In tertiary, we have a ball-like structure, that is alveoli. In alveoli, what it is connected? Blood vessels. So that blood vessels carry what? Blood. So diffusion has happened. What it is happened? That oxygen. Due to the diffusion, the oxygen which will be entered into the blood vessels. So here the next step is diffusion in the alveolar membrane. So what happened now? Oxygen is entered into the blood vessel. Then third one. So first one, breathing air in and release carbon dioxide, and we have released what? Carbon dioxide. So first what it has happened? Air which is going inside, diffusion has happened. The next one, transport. Next one is transport. Where it is transported? How it is transported? It is transported by blood. It is transported by blood. It is, where does it reach? That means to the cells. Okay. So the oxygen enters into the blood vessel, then blood which is transport the oxygen. The next fourth one, after the transport, it is diffusion is happening. Again diffusion is happening. Again diffusion is happening. The diffusion, where does it happen? That means between the blood and cells. Between blood and cells. So here one diffusion has happened, that is from alveolar membrane to blood vessel. Now transportation has happened, that is done by blood. Then next diffusion is from the blood to cells. In between the blood and cells, the diffusion has happened. Then only the oxygen from the blood to which is entered into the cell. So now cell is received what? Oxygen. Okay, then next one, utilization. Next one, utilization. Who is going to utilize? That means cells. The cells utilize what? Oxygen. And what processes happen? Catabolic process. Catabolic process. So in catabolic process, what it is released? Carbon dioxide plus energy. Energy and carbon dioxide is released. So what happen next? So this steps involved. First one, we are breathing air in. The next diffusion has happened. Then transportation. Then again on diffusion. Then utilization. So by the catabolic process, carbon dioxide is. So now what happened again? The carbon dioxide again the reverse process is happening. What? Carbon dioxide, it is comes from the cells. Then from the cells to blood, then blood to alveoli, then carbon dioxide is released. Okay, so here also second diffusion is happened, transportation is happened, then first diffusion is happened. So then next the carbon dioxide is released. These steps involved in the breathing. Okay, from the lungs to cells it is happened. Okay. Next we are going to see mechanism of breathing. Our next topic is mechanism of breathing. Mechanism of breathing. How we are doing breathing. So there we have some mechanism. That is how we are going to see now. Here, breathing actually, there we have two types. One is inspiration and expiration. So breathing, we have two types. One is inspiration, then expiration. So inspiration, that means the air which is taking inside. So inspire. Then expiration, that means expire, which is sending out. Which one? Carbon dioxide is sending out. So the air which is released out is expiration. The air is coming inside is inspiration. So this is, so the atmosphere air which is atmosphere air getting inside. That is the way, not getting, actually it is moved inside, which move inside. Then expiration, the alveolar air, that means the alveoli which getting what? Carbon dioxide from the tissue. So that air which is released out. So alveolar air out, that is expiration. So how it is happened? How that atmospheric air which is entered inside, how that alveolar air which goes outside. That means based on the pressure, based on the gradient. Okay. So the in expiration, what it is happened? The pressure is high. Pressure is high. Already you know that diffusion, that means the molecular which is moved from higher concentration to lower concentration, that is the same like here it is happened. So here pressure is high, where? That means in lungs, that means in pulmonary cavity. In pulmonary cavity the pressure is high than the atmosphere, so automatically it will be released. Okay. The next one, sir, the pressure is alone giving out the air? No, there we have some factors are there to release the air. That is also we will see. But one of the major important is pressure. Remaining thing also we have, that is also supported to send out the air. The next one, atmosphere air move inside. That means getting inside. How? That means here in atmosphere air pressure height. Air pressure is height. Okay, it is higher than the pulmonary cavity. So atmosphere air pressure is high. So automatically what it will happen? It is getting inside of the lungs. Okay. So this is main thing. So pressure is which determine the inspiration and the expiration, as well as that we have intercostal muscles, then diaphragm. So these all the things also which decide the inspiration and expiration. This is first one. Pressure is determined. The next one, what are the things I said? Diaphragm. Next, diaphragm. Diaphragm, and next external and internal intercostal muscles. So when can we inspire, expire? I mean pressure and diaphragm and intercostal muscles involved. So first we will see inspiration. So in inspiration, how diaphragm is moved, how intercostal muscles will move. Diaphragm, while inspire, which will be contract. Actually, due to the contract, inspiration is happen. How? That means we are going to see when it is contract. Diaphragm, when it is contract, the thoracic cavity volume increased. Volume will be increased. The thoracic cavity volume will be increased. The next, in what axis? That means posterior axis. Okay, so in anterior and posterior axis, which will be increased when the diaphragm which is contract. So when we inspire, that means inhale, our chest cavity, I think it is comes forward, and next our diaphragm moves downward. So the thoracic cavity volume will be increased. Okay, it is in an anterior and posterior axis. Okay, this axis. So likewise it is increased. Okay, anterior from the anterior to posterior when diaphragm is contract. The next one, intercostal muscle. Intercostal muscle contraction is happened. Actually, intercostal muscle, where it is present? In between the ribs. In between the ribs, the intercostal muscles are present. It helps in creating pressure. Okay, which one? Intercostal muscle. What it is happen? Intercostal muscle. So contraction has happened in the intercostal muscles. So again, what it has happened? The thoracic cavity. Yes, correct. Thoracic cavity volume which will be increased. Cavity volume increased. The next, the ribs will be lifted. So, I think while inhale, our ribs will come forward. So, it is lift by the intercostal muscles. But diaphragm, which is contract, that means which move downward. So, here also thoracic cavity volume increased. In what axis? That means it is dorsoventral. Ventral axis. Dorsoventral axis. This is dorsoventral axis. Dorsal that means back side, ventral that means front side. So front and back the volume is increased due to the diaphragm contraction. From the top to bottom volume is increasing. So totally the thoracic cavity volume fully increased. If thoracic cavity volume is increased, the pulmonary volume also increased. Pulmonary volume increase. Pulmonary volume increase. The next one, the pulmonary volume is increased. That means the pressure of pulmonary cavity is less. The pressure is decreased. Which means pulmonary volume. Pulmonary volume of air. Pulmonary volume of air. What it has happened? The pressure is decreased. Pulmonary volume is increased, but the volume of air pressure is decreased. So automatically air move inside. So if you see like this, if this is one box, it is small one. Here the pressure is high. If it is biggest one, that means here the pressure is low. Like the same thing, it has happened in the lungs. Okay, when thoracic cavity is increased, the pulmonary volume is also increased. So here the space of pulmonary cavity is increased. Then the pressure is decreased. Okay, because volume is increased, so the pressure is decreased. So automatically air moves inside. So atmospheric air concentration is high. The pressure is high. Here inside the pulmonary cavity, pressure is low. So automatically which is go inside. So that like inspiration is happen. So pressure one of the reason, and next diaphragm is one of the reason. The intercostal muscles also one of the reason for inspiration. Now we are going to see how expiration is happen. That means exhale how it is happen. Expiration, how it is happening. In expiration also diaphragm involved and intercostal muscle. Intercostal muscle also involved. The intercostal muscle as well as diaphragm which will be relaxed. Because in inspiration, what it has happened? The both of the things will contract. Here it will be relaxed. So the thoracic cavity. Thoracic cavity comes in a normal position. The thoracic cavity comes into normal position. Normal position. When it is relaxed, it is comes as a normal position. So here the thoracic cavity volume will be decreased. Thoracic volume will be decreased. The next one, thoracic cavity volume reduced. Thoracic volume is reduced due to relaxation of diaphragm and intercostal muscles. The next one, the pressure, the pulmonary volume also reduced. Pulmonary volume also reduced. Then automatically the pressure is increased. Pressure is increased. So when it is reduced, pressure is increased. When the thoracic cavity, pulmonary cavity volume is increased, pressure is decreased. If pressure is decreased, inspiration is happen. If pressure is decreased, inspiration is happen. If pressure is increased, expiration is happen. Because then we have the volume of pulmonary cavity is reduced. So that we have little. So pressure automatically increased. So what it has happened? Automatically which comes out? Which one? Carbon dioxide which is comes out. So pressure is increased. So the air comes out. Okay, right. So this like inspiration and as well as expiration is happen. Apart from the diaphragm, intercostal muscle, and some pressures which is supported to inspiration and expiration, as well as abdomen muscles also involved in that. Abdomen, that means in stomach region we have some muscles. That muscles also which increase the strength of inspiration and expiration process. Which one? Abdominal muscles. So these are the mechanism of breathing. The next, volume of air breathing. Volume of air breathing. Volume of air breathing. It is measured by volume of air breathing is measured by, that means estimated by spirometer. It is volume of air in the breathing. What it is happen? It is estimated by spirometer. Oh, right. The next one is how many times we are breathing per minute. Per minute. Per minute. Per minute. 12 to 16 times. Okay, we are breathing. So per minute 12 to 16 times. Here the volume of air is estimated by breathing spirometer. So this is about mechanism of breathing. I today we have completed human respiratory system as well as mechanism of breathing. You all understood that. So once again I want to recall that actually in human respiratory system about the lungs we have seen that we have bronchioles, then alveoli, then the pathway of air from nostril to cells we have seen. The next one, in mechanism of breathing we have two types, one is inspiration and expiration. So in that alveolar air is out, here atmospheric air move inside, which is getting inside due to the pressure. Then how the expiration and inspiration happen in our body with the help of diaphragm, intercostal muscles, and due to that intercostal movement of intercostal muscle and diaphragm which will be create pressure. Due to the pressure, the air which comes inside and goes outside, it is happen. So in next class we will see in remaining things. Concentrate on videos. When you watch the video, just you have to concentrate on that. Next one, go through the NCERT books. If you have any doubt in that human respiratory system and the mechanism of breathing or as well as in the respiratory organs, that means you can contact me. I will clarify your doubts. Thank you very much.